Ooh, there we go. Okay, there we go. Yeah, very. I mean, I assume everyone's either read the notes or watched the video and is pretty much caught up. Yeah, brief recap as we just went over. You guys kind of left Camp Vengeance. There's a bunch of discussions with Commander Breakbone, helping them out, all that fun stuff. Got lost. Ended up traveling south instead of north. Made your way back north and found some signs of battle and some kind of attack. And decided to push through the night, took a point of exhaustion, and discovered looked like a goblin camp of some kind. That's pretty much where we left off. You guys hadn't really decided how you wanted to approach this new encounter just yet. Yeah, I think Emelec was initially pushing for marching in and attacking them. But yeah, it is very dark out. You guys could see like the firelight from a couple of different campfires within the camp. Definitely some drums and music and chanting, screaming, all kinds of fun goblinoid noises. Yeah, however you guys would like to approach it. I'd also say you noticed. No, you haven't noticed that yet. It's still very dark. You guys haven't done too much scouting, but you've at least discovered this goblin camp, village, whatever you would like to refer to it as. Yes, please take it away.
How we confirm the sightings of the soldiers?
You have not yet.
Boy, Ryoko, David, you want to take a nip on there? Sounds like goblins. Mayhaps they've got a boys.
Oh, yes, sure. I can go ahead and see what's there.
I don't mind doing a little bit of sneaking around.
Now, I have to ask, is our intention simply to free the captured soldiers or and then leave? Or are we going to dispatch the goblins and then leave?
What would your preference be, Mr. Druid?
I would prefer as little bloodshed as possible. No need to draw any unnecessary attention to ourselves, and for all we know, the soldiers simply trespassed upon the goblins' land, and the goblins were simply acting out of a sense of territorial protection.
I don't know, mate. I don't know if these type of tribal goblins specifically are going to be interested in a parley.
Well, I didn't necessarily say a parley. I said simply retrieve the soldiers and leave. Try to minimize the bloodshed, but if we have a chance to perhaps bargain with the goblins, maybe they can be reasoned with. Perhaps they do not understand the Flaming Fist mission here, and terms can be negotiated.
Well, I mean, I suppose that is an option. Two questions. One, do you speak Goblin? And two, uh, what if they are planning to, I don't, I don't know, eat them, kill them, whatever? What if they have already killed one? Who knows? What then?
Well, we will save them. I'm not saying that if negotiations fail, we simply just pack up our things and leave the soldiers to be goblin dinner. I do not speak goblin. But um, you know, diplomacy is, they say half a language is body language.
How are you
Perhaps if
supposed to
we,
negotiate if you can't understand what they're saying?
as you said, half of Diplomacy and communications is body language. If we show that we mean no harm, we offer them some, I don't know. I'm sure to a goblin, a gold coin is worth way more than it is to us.
And to confirm, before I say what I'm going to say, the Christmas special, that is canon, right? We all know about that and can talk about it.
Yes. Yes, you all
Okay.
should remember that.
Okay. Well, I suppose for your plan, I do have, and she'll point to the little band she has around her head. When we pick this up, this does, from what I've gathered, it seems to allow me to, um, hmm, comprehend languages in a sense, both written and spoken. So, I mean, I could, I suppose, technically understand them. Uh, but perhaps we should just see if the soldiers are here. Perhaps they're not. We don't know. I suppose.
Yes, you should you should always, scout first, but I say we should never take diplomacy off of the table. Now, we wouldn't have had our friend Stanley here join us if it wasn't for diplomacy.
All right, we're not getting to that right now. Ryoko, Davin, get in there, nip back. We'll decide what we're doing once we have a lay of the land. Yes? Get going.
Tip my hat and get into stealth mode.
Yeah, Ryoko will nod, do a whisper over her shoulder. Okay, you go that way, and I'll head around here. And then she'll follow behind. Well, I guess if Davin's going one way, she'll try to go the opposite way just to see, catch it from all sides.
You
Okay.
all get in position in case they're being chased by 20-some goblins on the way back. Davin will get his focus out, have a hand glowing at the ready.
Even like it's like sitting on a nearby rock, just standing at looking at towards the camp, just tapping his foot very impatiently.
Okie dokie. So Davin and Ryuko, give me stealth checks, please.
Interesting result. Oh, it's at disadvantage, Chris.
Yes, it is.
It's at what now?
Yeah. You guys have a point of exhaustion.
I do?
Everybody should. We all decided to push
Why?
through the night. Talked about
I
this.
don't need to sleep.
You still need 4 hours of rest.
Damn it.
Yep. Okay. Throw me some perception checks as well, since you guys are working your way through. Damn, Chris.
How well can I perceive how shittily I'm walking up here? I'm just like, hey guys.
All
I
right.
just wasted two.
Both of you. Oh, it'll be an interesting night. Okay. So you guys are attempting to sneak through. You get pretty close, and Davin, you're about to step on what you quickly discover is some sort of tripwire attached to, like, skulls and other like empty gourds and things filled with little pebbles, but you manage to avoid that. I also say, roll a quick check. Both of you do notice on the outskirts there are a couple of other, looks like sentry goblins, kind of blending in with a lot of the foliage. They seem to be wearing kind of like cloaks or ponchos made from local leaves and such. but they're remaining perfectly still, and you just barely managed to catch them out of the corner of your eye. Um, Ryoko, you are not immediately noticed by them, but Davin, you definitely see one of them kind of like shuffle a bit at your approach, and as you're kind of like stepping over the tripwire, it kind of jumps out and holds its spear to you and starts, shrieking in Goblin rather loudly.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Settle down, settle down. Come in peace. Just looking for a friend.
It kind of pauses for a brief second and then in common says, "No, intruder," and then just turns it over his shoulder and starts shouting back into the camp itself.
Before it turns around, can I like hit it in the back of the head with something?
You can give me a quick attack roll, sure. It won't be at advantage because it'll, it's not surprised by you. But
Of course not.
ET will definitely hit.
Now, was it hard enough to knock it out? No.
Let's see what your damage is.
Since it wasn't looking, do I get the sneak? Because it didn't know it was coming. Turned around.
Are you... What kind of rogue are you?
Swashbuckler.
Do you have your feature that allows... It's like the one-on-one. Is it Rakish Audacity? No, it's not Rakish Audacity. It's... Ash, what level do you get your feat that lets you get sneak attack in extra scenarios?
Rockish Audacity.
Okay, then I'd say yeah. It's just you and him. You would definitely get your sneak attack. Are you going for a non-lethal blow, or are you trying to just cut him down?
I just want him to stop telling people I'm here.
That doesn't answer the
You're
question.
right.
Well, if it kills him, it kills him. But like, I just really want to knock him out.
Okay, well then we'll say you just kind of take the hilt of your short sword and just bash it in the things in the goblin's temple, and he just, as he's about to shriek over his shoulder, he just collapses into a little heap.
Are we very visible right now?
I'd say no, you're still pretty much on the outskirts of the camp, and it appears this sentry was more or less alone.
Did I see that happen?
I'd say all of you, except for Ryuko, because she went in the opposite direction, at least caught Davin knocking one of them out. But I'd say the rest of you can give me some perception checks, see if the alarm has been raised, if you can tell if something's been stirred in the camp by all this.
What the fuck?
I'd say the only one who's confident that the alarm has not been raised is Zarak. The rest of you just saw Davin basically knock out a goblin.
I kind of slowly start to rise up from my rock and just kind of look over at Flint.
Whoa. Whoa. He just knocked him out. They're not aware. Imalek.
This is a waste of time. We should just
Time.
go and demand for them back.
They most likely vastly outnumber us, and we do not know the lay of the land. Be peaceful, my friend.
They were not peaceful with the gods they stole.
We do not know their full story yet.
Kind of just squints his eyes at you and then says, I am running out of patience here. And just crosses his arms and continues to stare at Davin.
I'm running those pockets while you're looking.
Okay. Doesn't really have much in the pockets. Actually, doesn't really have pockets. It's very, like I said, tribal goblins. And he was
Got any
wearing kind of
weapons?
he does have a very rusty and worn scimitar and a short bow.
I just take them off him and toss it. Maybe grab some arrows. But
Sure.
just away from him, so once he wakes up, it's not next to him.
Sure, sounds good. Ryuko, as you're kind of sneaking up the opposite or another direction, you do also notice that there is another sentry kind of near you. Has not caught sight of you just yet, but you did catch him out of the corner of your eye as well, kind of sitting very still, and also wearing one of those like kind of leaf covered camouflaged ponchos.
Yeah. Are they in front of me or are they behind me?
I'd say probably about 10-ish feet in front of you.
10-ish feet in front of me. Okay. Okay. Uh, do I have like a better vantage point of the camp itself? Like, can I see anybody or see any of the guards or anything?
You have it somewhat better. You're definitely a little closer. It's hard to see. Again, these are the kind of sentries that you see as the guards. Doesn't look like there's a lot of others like patrolling or anything like that. Again, it's very what's the word? Not really informal, but kind of loose as far as structure and such. It's very tribal. Lots of goblins kind of dancing around fires or chanting at something. You see a couple coming out of like a larger tent over near the water. Um, I will say you do notice it looks like probably two, maybe three very large mounds of dirt. Um, Probably about 15-ish feet across and another like 10 to 15 feet high.
Interesting. Basically, it looks like they've like dug out an area and this is where they've placed the dirt type of situation.
No, actually. It doesn't look like they've really dug anything out. These are just very large mounds of looser dirt. You know what?
In
Give me a nature check.
nature.
Okay. It wasn't a one, so I'll at least give you something. These do look, and you kind of struggle to believe it. They look like large ant hills. You've definitely seen ant hills in all of your travels and such, and is it like very, very large? Like, it looks like they got openings in kind of the top of them.
Interesting. Okay. Um, I, would she try to get closer or take this? I don't think she would try to take this guy out initially. I'm going to attempt to get closer
Sure.
and try to bypass this guard in front.
Okay. And you rolled, what was it, 13 stealth? Okay. Pretty much as you're approaching and getting just past this sentry, it does seem to notice you and also jumps out with its spear at the ready and kind of doesn't really quite shout in Goblin at you, but holds it up to you and is clearly trying to speak to you.
All right. So for the Helm of Comprehending Languages, so that I can just use it at will. So can she, mentally send a command, and then understand what they're saying?
Possibly. Let me double check that item. Or can you link it? Or I guess you don't have the.
Well, yeah, I just put what it said in the when I looked it up.
Okay. Yeah, it still takes an action to cast the spell itself, but you can pretty much use it at will, so there's no real limitations on that.
Okay. Um, it uses an action, so I wouldn't be able to do.
I'd say you know enough, cause being a ranger and you do have a couple of spells yourself, you would know that like it would look like you're casting a spell to this creature as well.
Oh, okay. If I was to, okay. I thought it was more like a mental command thing, but okay. All right. Shit. In that case, fuck. I guess we're just going for the knockout.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty much similar thing to Davin's situation. It kind of says something to you in Goblin. You don't first understand it, and you see that it's going to turn over his shoulder and shout back to the rest of the tribe. Go in for a knockout hit.
Okay. And let me know if this is pushing it. Would this be just a straight action to go, or could I add a bonus action on top of that?
Um, what's your plan here? What are you attempting to do with it?
So basically, the plan is Zephyr Strike. So Zephyr Strike is just a verbal component, so you can basically say it on the move. It's basically her quick step to like get in there with her short sword, and it also helps with damage and whatnot on the attack that I deal after I cast it. So that's basically the plan: is using this, get in quickly, strike the head, knock him out.
Um, sure. I'd say you could do that. I would probably require a second stealth check afterwards to see how loudly you spoke and if anyone heard, since it is a verbal component. But yeah, you could definitely do that.
Okay, fair enough. All right, attack roll. Here we come. Please don't fuck me. That's a short sword, so don't the +3
Oh,
doesn't
okay.
count. And I don't think unless this attack was at disadvantage, then it's the 15.
You were not at disadvantage. 15 is just enough to hit.
Okay. Let me take this sharpshooter stuff off. Along with the fighting mastery. All right. So we got the short sword damage, and then it's another D8.
Okay, yeah, more than enough. Similar to Davin, you just kind of take the hilt of your short sword and just bash him on the temple as he's kind of turning, and he kind of crumples into a unconscious heap as well. And, and okay, I'd say none of the other goblins seem to have taken notice. Pretty much just enough to avoid their perception. And you are still quite hidden, and you seem to have gotten to him before he raised the alarm.
Okay. Yeah, if I could just place him somewhere that's out of sight, make it look like he's fell asleep or he's nodding off or something. Um, and then I guess she'll continue forward just to see what she can find.
Yeah, yeah, easy enough, especially with his camouflage on and everything blends right into the foliage. Um, and you kind of start making your way toward the camp. Um, Closest to you is one of those rather large anthill looking things. You do see a couple of goblins kind of posted around like a large, or large another tree. Um, maybe like 10, 15 feet outside of like the center of the camp. Yeah, but as you're making your way in, Davin, we'll come back to you real quick. Your goblin is unconscious on the ground in front of you, and you have made your way over the like tripwire and stuff and managed to not raise an alarm.
I'm gonna take a look around for any more tripwire. Uh, Looking extra hard now that I know what it looks like. And I'm still going to make my way closer until I get to a place where I think I can get a good peek, a good vantage.
Okay. You get another like 20, 30 feet in. And on your side, you do notice that there's a kind of wooden cage made from like branches and vines and things. Seems pretty solidly made. Um, and peeking inside from, about 15, 20 feet away, you do see it looks like there are two uh, prisoners inside, humanoids. Um, Judging by what's left of their armor and garb and such, one looks like a guard from Camp Vengeance. Another looks like one of the acolytes that was working with Sister Sias in like healing tents and such. Um, and again, much further in, you see more goblins around the fires. A couple, like probably five or so um, tents in more like the center of the camp, and being
I'm
a
sorry. How many goblins? Sorry to interrupt.
um hard to count. Again, it's very dark, and lots of trees and foliage and jungle kind of obscuring vision. There's quite a number of them. I'd say closer to you, there's probably like two or three that are just kind of near this campfire. Um, but around like the whole camp, there's well over 20, probably closer to like 30 or 40. Um, And I'd say with your dark vision, because you're a drow and have super long dark vision, you do see a couple of rowboats near the bank of the river. And you also notice those large mounds of dirt. Um, you can also give me a nature check, see if you recognize them as what they are.
Nature.
Yeah, that's definitely enough. You are certain these are anthills for um, some very large ants.
Okay. Um,
Or at least
how
these are just incredibly large anthills, probably about 15 feet across, 10 to 15 feet high.
and I don't see any ants.
Um, no, actually, not currently.
Okay. I don't hear any weird sounds coming from under the ground. Like I can't hear them at all.
No, you're a little further away than Ryuko is from them, but you can definitely see them.
Okay. I'm gonna make my way back to the group. And let them know what I saw. Or we could roleplay that out. It's up to you guys.
Yeah, easy enough. You start making your way back toward the group to report in. Before we do that, Ryuko, what else would you like to do as far as scouting and such? Uh,
um, yeah, what else would she do? I mean, yeah, just looking around, we have the anthills, we still have them chanting, we see the guards surrounding there. Is there anything else that might be of note, maybe like a point of vulnerability or anything?
Possibly. Give me a perception check. Kinda high DC. Ooh.
Oh my God.
I see a 25. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, with that one, you don't really notice anything else. Again, just the goblins doing goblin things. few of them kind of like feasting on some sort of meat. But you don't notice the cage. You pretty much just notice that there are big anthills, a few tents near the center, and kind of goblins just milling about with a few campfires sporadically placed.
Would he be on the side of the rowboats?
No, he's on the opposite side.
Okay, so those rowboats were over by me.
Closer to you, yeah. You guys kind of came in and made like an L shape when you kind of left the group. You kind of went westward, where he went kind of north-ish.
Gotcha.
Okay. So okay, yeah. I mean, with that, she'd make her way back. And I guess Davin would probably arrive before she does, right?
Just before, but we could say you guys get there pretty much close to the same time.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, she would just say, "Well, I did have to take out a guard, unfortunately, but he didn't make any sounds, or well, he made some sounds, but I don't think anybody heard. Uh, I didn't find any guards. There are strange dirt mounds around. Not sure really what they are, but plenty of guards. Well, goblin guards, no human guards.
Uh, those are actually ant hills, giant ant hills, and I did see a cage with the prisoners, and there's lots of guards, like she said.
I'm sorry.
Also,
Did you say giant ant hills?
yes,
Oh. Ah. Okay. Okay.
Would I be able to think about what those anthills would be utilized for, given my experience with goblins, or do you think they're like so far removed from like the goblins on the main continent that it's not feasible?
Um, I'd say you could give me a history check. It's gonna be a high DC because these are Cholton goblins, not your typical goblins in the world. Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah, no, does not strike any kind of familiar chord with you.
I also saw two rowboats, and then I point to the direction down by the river.
And how many prisoners?
Just the two.
That seems rather little for two rowboats.
To clarify,
So
there
I'd
were three
imagine that
rowboats.
there's two surviving, but guessing a few of them got killed. I'd imagine the patrol was at least 5 or 6, maybe more.
There you have it. We should go wipe them out, rescue the comrades. Let's make haste.
And avoid the
Um,
ant hills.
there are lots of guards.
Well, what
It's
since we
merely a
know?
challenge to overcome.
Well,
Oh,
I mean, yes, but since we know where they are, perhaps if we just go around that side, we can, maybe cut a hole in this cage or something, and then just sneak them out, and then we're off. Yes.
Kevin, was there a unattended like back wall to that cage, or was it like in the middle of everything? Like there's no uh, uh naked side.
No, I'd say it was definitely on like the southern side of the camp, and most of the goblins were on the like northern and east and west of it, where there was definitely kind of a side that was had I guess you could say it had its back to the tree line or the jungle.
Perfect. I picked that idea. Let's try and sneak them out before we just try and start some shit.
sneak. We know their location. We simply go and demand them. What is this theatrics with trying to be quiet?
'Tis not theatrics.
Well, I mean, I'd say at least for one outlier, we don't really know what these anthills are. I mean, they are rather large, and if they have some type of animal or large ant that we don't know of, we could find ourselves in trouble. Yes.
Boy. And I turn over to Zarek. Can't you talk to these things?
The ants? No. No.
Well, why not? What makes it any different?
They're, I, they're ants. They can't be reasoned with.
Yes. And Stanley can?
He's an intelligent being, and ants are, you know, terrible, awful, evil little bugs.
Well, I mean, that's not technically correct. I mean, given ant society and how they have a colony and, build their homes out of nothing and have a queen, it would stand to reason they have some type of structure. And as you said, what was it? The building blocks to any communication starts with structure. Yes?
Are we seriously discussing utilizing ants? Well, I don't have time for this. I'm starting to
I-
stand up and march over.
I agree with Emelec.
um,
We don't have time for this. Let's just go, not talk to the ants. We'll just kill the goblins and move on. Yes.
let's talk tactics for a moment. Emelec, they're not going to fight fair. They're going to poison us. They're going to do all types of matter that's going to make this fight not worthy of honor, if you know what I mean. Let's think it through. Ambush, distractions, split them, whatever we can do to come up with a way to not tackle them head on. You have your
Burn down
glory.
the
but
ant hives.
There's a thought. That would certainly cause some chaos as we ambush them.
Ambushing. Whatever dirty tactics and plays they have mean nothing to our righteous justice. We are going in with the noble purpose of rescuing those who have been defeated. Any antics, any play side stuff would just merely be a challenge to overcome, which, bear in mind, I trust in all of yours ability to do so.
Well, if we're going in head first, one of you try to get the soldiers out in the chaos. We don't want them getting killed while we are fighting them. If anything, get them out of the cage, give them a weapon, they can help us. But I'll leave it to you, sneaker sorts. Otherwise, support me and Emelec on the front line. And you, Zarek, you can turn into a bear. Be with us then.
Yes. A bear. Ants can't bite bears.
Well, perhaps I can find a vantage point of some kind and be able to look over everything? Or do you think it's better if I go on the front lines? I don't know. I could do a bit of both. What do you think?
Stay out of harm's way. We need your shots from afar.
Right. Vantage point. Gotcha. Yes. Find a vantage point for us. Yes, thank you.
Well, there you have it. Tell you what, Davin, I will give you the opportunity to try your hand at getting them out of harm's way before I waltz in there. But I will be waltzing in soon.
Gentlemen, thank you, good sir.
If they sound the alarm, we'll be running right in after you.
I would hope so.
Off you go. Lathander with you.
Okay. So just to be clear with the plan, Davin's going to go in and attempt to free the prisoners, and some kind of alarm is sounded. You all go charging in.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
I have a mental timer in my head, though, for when I'm just going to walk in.
Okay. All right, Davin, since you are sneaking back in, go ahead and give me another stealth check. I'd say make it a straight roll this time, since you're pretty much following a familiar path that you've already worked out and traveled.
Okay. I don't see the button where I could turn on and off my
There should be one in your settings where you can like toggle advantage. Like hit the gear and there's like a checkbox on the I want to say on the right.
I'm not seeing.
Let me see for you real quick. Oh, it's not a checkbox. It's the um, role queries near the top of that rightmost box, like the second one down.
Wait, you said it's not a box?
It's not a checkbox. No, it's the second line down in the. Here, I'll do it. It's advantage toggle. There you go.
Ah, I see it. Okay. All right, to the stealth.
Oh my God, you guys.
What is going on?
What it is because we're supposed to be following the righteous justice that is just going straight.
Holy
I
shit.
agree. There are ants here,
I mean-
and we should be burning them all down.
Oh man. So Devin, you get to about where the unconscious goblin is that you knocked out and somehow forgot about the tripwire and your foot kind of gets caught on it and all of a sudden you hear the rattling of little pebbles and such in skulls and all of a sudden the music just stops and is very hurried and frantic shouting with all the goblins inside the camp. And from where you're standing, you definitely see a bunch of them turn towards you and start making their way toward where you are. And
And I'm making my way towards where Davin is.
yeah, I guess combat is initiating. Where's the turn order? There's the turn order. Holy shit.
Oh, we're cooked, chat.
Let's bring you all over to the page. All right, so Davin, you're pretty much over by that rock, not even very far from the group. I'd say the rest of you are just about there. Let me get your guides out here as well. Like, I assume you're kind of near the front. I mean, you guys can place yourself pretty much in that corner, in that little, like, a 15, 20-foot square, wherever you want to be. Just as long as you're behind the rock and the big ant.
We bring Keeldon with us.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Heladon.
Did Stanley follow? Is he intelligent enough to follow?
Yeah,
I
it's up
can't
to
believe
you.
he's got a
He's
fucking
under
nat
your
20.
control, man. Where do you want him?
Yeah, let's have Stanley follow. He'll be like right behind me.
Meet you.
Okay.
Well, isn't his HP something crazy? Yeah.
All right. So like I said, you guys can place yourself. Here, I'll just draw a little square for you. Pretty much just. I know it's already just anywhere in there where you guys can be, Devin. You said you're like 15, 20 feet out.
Do you want me to drag out the Helodon token? Because I can't move it.
You don't have control of it? You sure?
Yeah, it won't let me move it.
Right, 1 second.
I'm gonna move Stanley back a bit,
Yeah, it's
but I
fine. I'll
just
do
want to
the.
let everybody grab their tokens first.
Those can be controlled and edited by you.
You want me to try dragging it up?
Yeah, please do.
Huh. Yeah, it still won't let me move it.
Yeah, all right. Let me check the. Oh, you know what? I think because it's got the wrong token set to it.
There we go. Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Should be good.
Yep. Perfect.
Good. Flint, are you content with where you are placed?
I don't want to be next to the Stegosaurus.
Okay. We'll say Hugh is kind of there, and Iku's with you. All right, so I have to roll a whole bunch of. Say most of the goblins are all going to go on the same turn. And we need Iku. I assume you want your guides involved in this fight. If not, say so, and I'll just get them off the board.
Too many goblins. Let's bring them in.
Okay.
I'm sure he might shout, go in or be careful and whatnot.
We'll say Stanley is basically he's just gonna go at the end of your turn, Zarak.
Cool.
I mean, unless you want to roll now, we're not gonna have you roll another initiative.
No. I mean that I agree. Sorry, that made it sound like I didn't agree.
No, you're fine. Let me bring up this character.
Has this been asked before? Are these dirt circles the anthills?
Yes, that's what those are.
Okay.
I'm gonna do something. I don't know if you're gonna like it. What's the weather?
What's the moon cycle?
The weather, I think we rolled for it, and it's clear, clear skies, just a dark night. Um, the moon cycle, I don't know, give me a D8, Ian, since you asked.
Is there just one moon?
Good question. I think there's only one moon on Faerun. We're just gonna say there's one moon for now. Let's say 7. Okay, very nearly a full moon. Just shy of it. So I guess that adds a little bit of extra light for you. Okay, so we got goblin. Everybody on the board? I think everybody is. Just change up the ambiance. Okay, top of the round. Davin. Alerted the goblins, and many of them have kind of turned in your direction, especially some of these closer ones, and are making their way to you.
I am going to book it as far as I can, to the closest I can to the water right now.
Okay. You probably have, I guess, what, 30 feet of movement?
I do.
Okay.
And I'll dash.
Being a rogue, I believe you can bonus action dash as well.
Can I hide back there? Like I know they all watched me run over there, but I want to hide anyway. Like I want to hide behind something.
Potentially, how far did you move there? Was that 60 or 90? Okay, it's
That
90.
was 90.
Hiding is usually, well, I guess it's an action or a bonus action since you're a rogue, but since you used your bonus action to dash, I'd say you're just kind of standing in the foliage. It would take an
Okay,
action or a bonus action.
Well then we'll go back 5 feet, 10 feet.
30 feet?
I just wanted to be like behind the tree, so I'm not like hiding, but there's still something in front of me, and that's within the 90.
Okay, I mean, you can be there and try to get some kind of cover, but you couldn't really hide.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why, like, I know I still used the bonus action and my action,
Okay.
but I want to have the tree in front of me.
All right, in that case, yeah, you can attempt to use the tree as some cover and maybe get like half cover at best, at least from the ones kind of north from you. All right, I guess that is your turn. Zarak.
Well, let me just start off the fight. I'm just gonna I'll just wild shape into bear form.
Okay.
Do you want me to pull the token out, or do you do it?
You should have access to
Okay.
it, so yeah, it'd probably be
I-
better if you do it.
Gotcha. All right. And it'll be double movement to move through the party, right?
Yeah, you kind of like push your way through everybody.
Okay. Then I will move forward 20 feet, and park myself here as kind of a front line, and then Stanley will then he's gonna kind of trundle off this way around the other side of the rock. He knows what to do. Can I have vision on Stanley?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
There, did that help?
Cool. Yep. Thank you. Yep, that's gonna be my turn. And I will, since it's a bonus action to wild shape and combat, right? Since I have combat wild shape.
I'll say if you're a
Yeah.
circle of the moon, right?
Yep. I'll prepare an action. If one of the goblins gets close to either Zarak or Stanley, I'll have Stanley prepare the action as well. We'll just attack.
Okay. Both you.
And that'll be my turn.
Defensive stances, got it. You Hackenstone. I'll say kind of runs up northward, kind of close to one of the anthills, and he'll do the same thing as you. He kind of runs up and then just has his battle axe in his hand and is, prepared to swing it at anybody who gets close to him. That one, Imalek.
Gonna kind of put myself out in the center, just kind of cough really loudly, and just having my sword, my halberd out on the ready. If anyone gets close, I just say to all the goblins, "It seems you have captured some of my compatriots, and I request you return them to me expeditiously, or there will be severe consequences for you and your troop."
Okay. Give me a. Are you trying to intimidate them or just kind of draw their attention to you?
Intimidation.
Okay. Yeah, give me an intimidation check then. Okay. Uh, there we go. Okay. Believe it or not, the closest ones kind of look at you with big round eyes and very wide and kind of shocked, and clearly, especially the at least the closest few are quite intimidated by you. Don't like immediately drop their weapons, but are like, clearly shaking where they stand and then unsure of whether or not they should actually approach you.
I imagine I can't say bored during my turn, yeah.
Um, we'll say for now, sure, sure. What else would you like to? What else would you like to say?
I was gonna press on what I was saying before. So if I see that they're shaking, I'll go. I advise you to lay down your arms for any sort of interact or any sort of combat with me will surely lead to your deaths. This I promise you, as the flame tongue of Bruma.
Interesting. Okay. So they don't immediately react, but they're all still very shaken, and they even kind of look over their shoulder at a lot of the other goblins, and looking at one tent in particular. You notice, especially these two closest to you near the fire, kind of looking back at this closest tent. But other than that, they have not reacted just yet. Anything else for your turn?
Nope, just gonna hold my action to attack if they get close, unless I cannot do that with all I said.
You know what? I'm feeling generous. Sure, we can say you hold an action as well. There's a lot of enemies on here.
Just gonna hold. I'm gonna hold my thunder smite if like one or two get up to. If two get up to me,
Is Thunderous Smite an action or a bonus action?
I believe it's an action because it's the spell one. Well, let me double check.
I thought the smite spells were bonus actions, so you could then.
You are correct. It is a bonus action. So yeah, I'm just holding my halberd, deceptively to my side, but very well ready to just swing it across like at somebody. So holding attack option.
Okie doke.
Ignore the respect.
Iku's turn. She is going to kind of step over here. Kind of in front of, yeah, just in front of you, Flint. And she is going to cast Bless on. Hear that? Will you guys see it? No, of course not. She's going to cast Bless on, we'll say, Emelec, Zarak, and Flint. Three of you get an extra D4 on your attack rolls or saving throws.
Could we get some marking buffs on him? I might be casting Bless too.
Sounds good. We'll put what's a good Bless mark? With the leaves. Zarak and Flint. Okay, there you go. And I can get rid of this since the battle has started. We don't need extra markings on the map. Oh, sorry, Emelec, what's his name? Keeladon also goes at the end of your turn.
He would just probably be next to me, like teeth spared, baring his teeth, holding an action to also assault whoever comes close to us.
Okay, perfect.
He looks hungry, to add emphasis.
Of course, as he does. Alrighty. Goblin's turn. We'll start with the closest ones. This one charges up to Hugh, who immediately attacks. A 21 definitely hits and immediately kills this goblin. Falls dead at his feet. This one also runs up to about there and there. Both of those get to attack him. Even 19 hits him. Yeah, 19 definitely hits. He takes 3 from the first and 5 from the second. You see Hugh kind of just take a couple of slashes from scimitars. He's closer to you, Emelec. Take like a step forward, and then are just incredibly intimidated, and they kind of run back toward the tent that they were looking at before. Davin, I'd say 2 of them take bow shots at you with their short bows, but you have half cover, so that's half cover's +2 to your AC or +3? I don't remember.
2.
2, okay.
So that's 17.
Alright, 17 they need to roll. The first one misses. Second also misses. You see 2 arrows go thump thump in the tree right next to you. Another one runs up towards you and takes a swing with his scimitar. Rolls a natural 1. So you kind of again like duck behind the tree, and his sword kind of swings in at you and gets caught in the tree. It's just kind of stuck there, and he's struggling to get it out. The rest of the goblins all start to charge forward. This one. We'll say one of the goblins near you, Davin, you particularly notice he runs toward the cage and then just stands there at the ready. But you do see a couple of others start to kind of run forward. Say these guys get close. This one can run up and make an attack at... I guess he runs up. He's just in range of both Keeladon and Emelec. So one of you or both of you could make an attack. You can choose which one makes it first.
Keeladon is going to... Okay, so here's a question. Since he was holding his action, he's not holding the multi-attack, right? He can only do one or the other. He can't do both.
As far as I understand it, yes, it's just one attack.
Gotcha.
22 definitely hits for 5. This thing is quite bloody to even, I'd say, close to mortal, or is mortal.
And then I will also just finish it off.
Okay.
Well, hopefully finish it off.
Yeah, 20 definitely hits, and more than enough. This thing is very dead. Blah.
Can I say that I intentionally made it very graphic to further push my point that any violence against me will result in her death?
Sure, absolutely. Would you like to describe the graphic nature of it, or just leave it up to our imaginations how graphic it is?
When it kind of like tries to strike at Keeladon, and as like in a protective stance, quickly like bites at its foot. I kind of kick it down to the ground and then shove the hilt, the the polearm portion, the bottom of the halberd, deep into the goblin skull, kind of caving it in until it kind of just breaks open with blood. And then I stare at this nearby goblin and then to the rest and say, "This will be your fate if you persist. I'm giving you one last chance."
Okay. The rest of the goblins come running forward. We'll say this one and this one. You guys run this way. Most of you do notice there is one in particular that kind of runs up toward this tree and just kind of stands there and waits while the rest of them keep charging forward. And I'd say a couple more bow shots. I'm gonna use all of his action and movement to get here. So many tokens. What was I thinking? And that'll be all of that for now. So yeah, let's say 2 more bow shots. Both of them are gonna be at. Actually, one's gonna be at Keeladon. The other's gonna be at Zarak. I will do Keeladon first. A 14 to hit.
That does just hit.
Okay, he takes 4 piercing damage. And a second bow shot at Zarak. 21 to hit for 4 piercing damage.
Yep, that hits.
Okay. And that will be the goblin's turn. Flint.
All right, Flint with glowing hand, he whispers a prayer, and he puts his hand up to the sky, and Keeladon's claws take on a glowy golden color, as does Ryoko's bow, as does Hugh Hackenstone's axe. So I'll be casting Bless on those 3. I'll go and get them marked properly. Actually, I cannot mark.
I got him.
Please mark. So yeah, they'll get Blessed, so those controlling those characters have an extra 1d4 on their attack rolls.
I'm gonna do a slightly
And
different.
how does how does Hugh Hackenstone look? Is he bloodied yet?
Oh no, he's good.
Okay, gotcha. All right, that'll be Flint's turn.
So it was Keeladon, Hugh, and you said Ryuko?
Ryoko, yeah.
Okay. Alright, end of Flint's turn. So you ran up toward one of the anthills, but you weren't like attempting to damage it or like kick it around or anything like that, just running toward it to get a vantage point.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Although, to be honest, I forgot about them, which means Flint probably forgot about them.
That's cool. No worries. Okay, end of your turn, Ryuko.
Okay. First question. These anthills, you said they were large. Can we see over them? Like from my vantage point, can I see the what Hugh is fighting, or do I not see any of that?
To be specific, they are about 10 feet across and about 8 feet high, so no, you probably can't see over them.
Okay. So she wouldn't have any idea what's going on with Hugh. This goblin right over here. Do I see anything particular about this tree that he stopped at?
Give me a perception check. I'd say again with your scouting, we'll make it a straight roll this time. Although technically you are still exhausted. With a 20, you do just notice, and you're surprised you didn't notice it before, but it's all very well camouflaged. That tree in particular, you kind of follow up the trunk, and you realize that it is bent over, and there's a large, or not really large, there's a bunch of rope slash vines draped over it. And as you follow the vines, you realize that each of these little spokes here are tied to more vines. And it looks like this whole village is sitting on some sort of net. Being a ranger and familiar with traps, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys the little picture here. You, Ryuko, realize that this is a not really a trap, more of a sling, and it looks like it's some sort of mechanism that would launch the village into the air when that rope is cut.
Oh, shit.
Launch the village?
Yes, can you see the pictures up
I
in the
don't
top
s-
right? Up here?
Oh.
There's a little diagram, if you will. But
Okay.
it's all very well camouflaged. And because, the 20 there was the only reason you caught it and kind of drew your attention to it as he ran up to the tree.
Okay, yeah. With that, she'll definitely start to target this one. So longbow attack to the one near the tree. Do we add sharpshooter just to make sure?
And you have bless.
And I have blast. Fuck it, might as well. All right, here we go. Are attack rolls at disadvantage? No, right?
No, just
Okay. So
Physical checks.
then 2019, 18. 18 to hit.
yeah, 18 would hit plus the d4, but doesn't matter. You definitely hit.
Cool.
Sharpshooter adds what, plus 10, so don't even bother rolling damage. You straight up just arrow through the eye socket. Drop this goblin to nothing.
Beautiful. Then yeah, with that, I mean, she could probably just stay where she is for right now. Climbing a tree, how would I that take an action or?
No, it'd be like half your movement. You could probably get like probably 10, 15 feet up into the branches.
Okay, yeah, she'll go ahead and she'll move and climb up the tree that's directly in front of her, just to kind of give like an overview of everything.
Okie dokie. We'll
Yeah,
say you
that's it
may
for
have
me.
done that first just so you could shoot over Zarak in his rather large bear form.
Okay, yeah, that works.
All right. Anything else for your turn?
No, that's it for me.
Okay. Top of the round. We're back to you, Devin. You're kind of out on your own, and you got a rather large group of goblins heading towards you.
All right, so I'm just gonna automatically attack this guy who's, I'm assuming, finally got his weapon out of the tree.
Looks like he's still struggling with it.
Oh, then hell yeah. Let's go with a short sword to the chest.
Sure. I'll give you advantage because his weapon's stuck in the tree. I'm tired of seeing these ones.
Thank you.
I was gonna say, if you do it again, we got a problem.
I was gonna say if I do it again, I'm leaving.
11. Not quite enough to hit, unfortunately. So he does manage to dodge to the side out of the way, still holding onto his sword, trying to get it out of the tree.
And since I didn't land the hit, I can't use like fancy footwork.
Do you have to land a hit with fancy footwork? I thought you just have to make an attack roll.
You just gotta make the attack.
Okay.
Yeah,
well
if you
then
just
in
make
that
a melee
case,
attack against a creature, they can't get opportunities. Plus, his weapon's in
gonna
the tree,
run-
so you're good.
I'm gonna run deeper into danger anyway. So here we go. So I missed that attack. throw him off guard, and I run and jump up onto the barrel here, getting ready to jump and do a diving attack if I can my next turn.
Okay. Doing so
And I'm
clearly draws the
really
attention.
out in the open.
Yeah, clearly draws the attention of these nearest goblins. I'd say you even notice some of the ones over by the rowboats are kind of like looking your way now as well. But end of your turn, Zarak.
Okay. Zarak is going to. I don't have multi attack, correct? Why can't I? Oh, that was weird.
I don't think
No,
you
I
get
don't.
multi-attack in Wild Shape.
I think later on. I just thought the brown bear came with it by default. I must be thinking of something else. Okay. He's actually gonna run around this anthill and attack one of the goblins assaulting Hugh. So let's attack the one right here.
Sure.
We'll use a claw attack at advantage with the +4 or +1d4.
Yep, absolutely.
So okay, 13 and then just 14 hit.
14 just misses.
Just misses. Shit, that sucks. Well, that'll be my turn at least. Hopefully he'll be able to do something. Stanley will. Does Stanley have? He's got nothing. He just has tail. Jesus, that's strong. Stanley's gonna charge up to this goblin right here, and just as he runs, swing with his tail. Wow. And misses.
Yeah, unfortunately a 9. Oof.
That's crazy.
Oh, do I
Wow.
have him whispering? Hold on, let me fix that. I think I have him
Yeah, it
whispering
just
the
says to GM. Do I get to roll again?
Oh no, but I'll just take that off. There we go.
Well then, yeah, I missed both my attacks. Wow, that sucks. That's gonna be my turn.
Okay, very unfortunate.
Be right back, but I can still hear.
That was good. Hugh is going to take advantage of Zarak's placement and attack the goblin directly in front of him. And it would be at advantage. Doesn't need it though. 24 with 11 kills this goblin immediately in one fell swoop. And kind of like step over the corpse and just kind of take a step forward and get a better advantage point on other goblin. And that will be Hugh's turn. Pretty sure he doesn't get like multi-attack or anything. Let me double check that. Yeah, no, just the one attack. Alright, end of Hugh's turn. You guys notice at that tent, the closer tent to most of you, another goblin kind of makes her way out. And this one is clearly a little different, has a bit of a like hair kind of pulled up into more of like a headdress looking type thing, has a little more of a, I don't say regal stature, but clearly a little different from all the others. This one is some kind of leader, potentially. When she kind of steps out of the tent, and you see that she starts shouting things in goblins and giving commands to the others. Makes her way around the tent. but doesn't quite get in range of any of you. But again, she just kind of like steps out from behind the tent and just starts, yelling commands at the other goblins. That will be her turn. Imalek, you and Killadon.
So this weird looking goblin, I can ascertain, is probably the leader, yeah?
More than likely.
Perfect. That makes the job simpler. I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna go up to him and do my halberd shenanigans.
So you get flanking with Stanley there. Yeah, 24 definitely hits.
Smite.
4, 5. You want to throw a smite on there?
Yeah. Unless it's too late to do it, because I think I might have actually.
No. As long as you call it, when you're hitting, it's fine.
Okay. I think I have to roll something because I don't have a toggle. 2d8. All right, cool.
Yeah, definitely more than enough. And this goblin goes down.
And I'm going to put myself between these two goblins as I continually say, I am now marching towards your leader. If you do not lay down your arms, I will slaughter them in cold blood. And then Keeladon will come and he's going to actually get his multi-attack in. Right? Miss. You missed both of those?
All of the at advantage, 2 of those hit. The 5 and the 8, more than enough to kill that goblin.
So I'll say it kind of like leaps forward, tries to bite, but it misses. So it kind of double slashes across the chest on this goblin as it kind of falls down to the ground, and he kind of starts sniffing into the opening as if he's ready to eat.
He was also blessed that that matters for the other attack.
Yeah, even with the D4, he wouldn't get enough to beat the AC, unfortunately.
Well, let's say he's very dead.
Yes,
He's
it's
so
very,
dead, he's blessed dead.
very, very dead. Okay. Anything else for your turn?
No, just my words. Let's kind of stand there.
Okay. Give me another intimidation check. This one's going to be a little higher DC. You're threatening their leader. That can go one of 2 ways.
I think it's 10.
Yeah, that seems to actually enrage most of them more than cause fear, and all of the ones in your immediate vicinity are like now locked onto you and looking directly at you with some very malicious intent. All right, end of your turn, Iku. Iku is going to... Let's see, she's already concentrating on Bless. Who's been wounded? Hugh's been wounded, and that's really about it, right? Iku's gonna make her way up next to Hugh, but she kind of has to use her action to dash around the anthill. And she'll just kind of like pause and wait there, like right there. But that'll be her whole turn, is to get up next to Hugh. Up next are the goblins. We will start on the left side, just for fun. The one that was attacking you, Davin, with the weapon in the tree is going to roll to see if he can get his weapon free. Rolls a 5, so he's still sitting there just struggling with it and can't seem to get it free of the tree. But the others all turn to you and charge in. Let's say 2 of them charge in. Let's say even 3 of them, actually. The one that was standing guard at the cage also kind of runs over. First one is the north one, making a scimitar attack. A 17 to hit you. A 19, I guess, at advantage.
It hits.
Okay, you take 7 slashing. The one behind you also makes a scimitar attack at advantage. Another 17.
Would you believe it? It hits.
For 4 damage, and then the guard makes an attack not at advantage. But Jesus, 20 for 8 damage. This one's very angry at you, apparently. So
Alright, you guys, I am bloodied.
yeah, it's a total
Mortal?
of what?
Mortal.
15?
I'm mortal.
19
I'm down to
damage?
4.
Oh, shit. I'd say the 2 closest goblins also shoot some arrows at you, but with their friend, these 2 over here, their friends in the way, I'll give you kind of half cover. They're small, but hey, they're kind of in the way. So 16, but you have +2, so whatever your AC is, +2.
17.
Okay, so 16 just misses. Other one also makes a short bow attack. 7. That definitely misses. So, attempting to avoid their friends, they miss most of their shots. This one kind of runs up here. You see the guys at the boat start running toward the group. Emelec, you have goblins charging you as well. Feel it on. So this closest one goes to here, there. They're all very, very upset with you. And then this kind of stays back a bit. And yeah, we'll start with this north or easternmost one. Makes the attack at Keeladon.
Can I sentinel that?
You are not within 5 feet.
Does that, because I have a halberd, does that not reach?
Ooh. Blink Sentinel for me real quick. Is it within 5 feet or is it within melee range? Roll 20 being.
No, I am trying to. I have like a lot of. Do I not have sentinel? No, I definitely should.
Only level 3. Where would you have gotten Sentinel?
I do not have sentinel. I have interception.
What's interception?
Yeah, so that's within 5 feet, so never mind. But yeah, I forgot. I'm not Douse. I mean, like, that's my bad.
Oh, good. all good. So yes, this one makes a scimitar attack at Giladon. Rolls a 9, which I'm pretty sure misses.
Yep.
This other one down here also makes an attack, but he is within 5 feet of you.
Um,
So make the attack to see if he hits, because he has to hit first. 11? Does 11 hit Giladon?
no.
Okay. Then both of those attacks against Giladon miss.
Sweet.
These 3, though, are all swinging at you. We'll start with the north one, gets advantage. Ooh, natural 20, but you take 6 damage. Did not roll well on his damage roll.
Sounds good.
The one south also has advantage. A 13 to hit you, I assume misses.
Yeah, it does not hit.
One does not have advantage. It's 6, definitely misses. I'd say this one further back over here takes a bow shot at you, Emelec. He doesn't like you. A 19 to hit.
Definitely hits.
For 8. I'd even same rule with Davin, actually, because he's got so many friends around him. I'd say you have half cover.
Oh, so that would make my AC 18 then.
Okay, so it still hits. For 8 piercing damage from the short bow. And
I'm bloody.
this one also makes a short bow attack. We'll say this one's at Keeladon. No, this one's going to be at Stanley. He's suddenly very scared of that big Stegosaurus. 16 to hit Stanley for 4 piercing damage if that hits.
That does hit. He only has 13.
All right, Stanley takes
He's got
4.
so much health.
He does. I'd say Ryuko, you specifically see another goblin kind of run up and take position next to that tree while this one runs over toward Hugh. Oh shit, both of those need to make attacks. One will be, this one's actually going to turn around and attack Zarak, while the other one's going to attack Hugh. The first one against Zarak with the scimitar. 18 to hit you for 6 damage.
6, okay.
And then you... A 7 will definitely miss. And that... Oh, wait, these guys are going to come running in as well. From the other side of the camp. I'll say this one uses action to run up to here. Same thing with this guy. This guy as well. Okay, end of the goblin's turn. Sorry for the lengthy enemy's turn there. Flint.
Oh, but I had all the time in the world to think about my turn. Hee. Flint walks up, again incanting, hand glowing around his symbol of Lathander around his neck. And with a burst of radiant energy, he cast Channel Divinity, Radiance of the Divine. Con save for everyone within 30 feet. I'll get the ruler out here. And it is a save of 13. So 13 con save. The damage is this, halved if they succeed the 13 con save.
Okay. Half of the... Yeah, that definitely misses. These top 3 definitely take the full damage
Which is 13.
and are wiped out.
Yeah, you see like a pulse wave of light just go
These lower
irritates the heck out of them.
Lower 3 also fail their save, and all of the enemies around Emelec are wiped out. What's her name? Make a con save as well. An 11. Wow, every one of these guys did terribly on their saves. And it was how much? 13 damage, you said? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, and their leader looks quite bloodied after that hit and rather angry.
And Flint will yell. He'll look to Davin. Oi, Davin, get the hell back here. I can heal you. And Flint will end his turn.
Okay, end of your turn, Ryuko.
Okay, you succeeded in shifting what I was going to do. Still have it on that. Okay. She's still in range. And you said the leader is bloodied, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see if we can't finish this off. Yeah, we'll take aim and we will go for the leader. And then just to be on the safe side, I guess we have the D4.
Okay, 17 plus 2, 9, yeah, 19 hits.
Beautiful. Damage coming in.
Yeah, more than enough. You see the leader take an arrow straight to the heart and kind of like reach out and then clutch her chest and fall.
All right. Yeah, I think that's it. I guess Ryoka will call out, leaders down. That'll be it for me.
Okay. Of your turn, we're at the top of the round, Davin.
Alrighty. So I have to make an attack of any type. It just doesn't have to land if I want to use fancy footwork.
Correct. That being said, in the text, specifically that creature that you make the attack against can't make the opportunity attack. But the
Oh,
others
okay.
probably could.
Well, I guess I will. I'm gonna go try and get healed. I will jump down to here first, though, and open that gate. Cage?
Okay.
Lock?
Are you doing any kind of disengaging or anything, or
Is
just gonna?
disengage an action?
You're a rogue, so you could do it as a bonus act.
Bonus action.
Okay. The bonus action disengage. Let's say you use, what is that? 10 feet, 15 to kind of get through, like over the gate and everything. Let's say it's like difficult terrain to kind of hop over and climb over that gate or the cage. But yeah, you can use an action to use your thieves' tools and attempt to pick the lock.
100%.
Sure. Give me a thieves' tool roll. Yeah, 21 is more than enough. You quickly kind of jump in front and pop open the lock, and the gate is now, or the cage is now open. Looking inside, there are only 2 prisoners in there, and they look rough. They look real rough.
Quick! Oh, wait. Wrong voice. Quick! Run to the dinosaur! And then I will also make my way off to the dinosaur.
Okay, you've got about 15 feet of movement left.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. We'll say the ones inside the cage kind of look scared and surprised by all of the things going on. And we'll just say, well, they'll go at the end of your turn and attempt to follow you. You said run to the dinosaur. They can go about there. there. Again, they look very exhausted, very just on not quite death's door, but very close. They look very, very rough, clearly bloodied and beaten. Not well preserved, if you will. But yes, Zarak, your turn.
Well, Zarak is going to attack the goblin next, between Hugh and him.
Okay.
Let's see if he can do something this time.
At advantage.
At advantage +4.
15.
So
16, yeah, that hits.
cool. And then I do this to roll damage, right? Yeah, 12.
More than enough. That goblin gets slashed by your claws.
Then he's gonna move 40 feet and stand next to Emelec. Stanley is going to run up to this goblin and smack him with his tail.
Okie doke. Yeah, that goblin
Sends
goes
him
hurtling through
flying.
the air. Woo, and lands somewhere up here.
And then Stanley is going to let off a bellow. "Hurr!" I don't know if that's what dinosaurs sound like.
That's what Stanley sounds like, I guess.
Yeah. And kind of stare menacingly at the group of goblins rushing up. And I still have what? That was 30 feet, so I still have 10 feet?
Or you tell me. You got the character sheet.
Yeah, so Stanley has 40 feet of movement. So this put me at 25 feet. This will put me at 15 feet. So he's going to stand in front of these guys. And that'll be... He'll form like a meat shield. That'll be his turn.
Okay, perfect. Hugh is just going to swing his battle axe at the one in front of him. 14 just misses. Hugh actually failing an attack roll for the first time in this combat. He goes to swing, but the goblin manages to step aside, and the axe just kind of goes boom, right into the dirt. I'm going to be a little upset about that. Leader is dead. Emelec.
Your leader has fallen. Next is your village if you persist to attack. Have I deduced that this is a giant net yet?
You can give me a perception check. It's gonna be a high DC, where Yuko's the only one who's noticed it so far and hasn't called it out to anybody. What an 18 is just enough. You, as you're running past that particular part of the net, you kind of bump your shoulder, gets caught, or your shoulder kind of gets, or your, I guess your armor kind of gets caught on the vine. You kind of follow it up, and you realize pretty much the spring trap that the village is kind of built upon.
I recommend you all run. I kind of say nonchalantly to the goblins as I look this one in the eye. I'm going to use my flame breath, but I'm going to kind of aim it down at him and the netting.
Interesting. Okay. He needs to make a dex save?
I believe so.
I assume this one closest to you, right? Just north of you?
Yeah, the one closest to me. For whatever reason, I can't see my breath weapon, which is weird.
You're a what scale color Dragonborn?
Gold. It would be fire.
Okay. I want to say by default it's like a DC 13.
That sounds right. I don't remember the damage though. Because it's not on my sheet for some reason. I'm not really sure why. I might have to fix that later.
Gold is fire, 15-foot cone, dex save. Saving throw is 8 plus your con plus your proficiency, and it's 2d6 on a failed save.
Ah, there you go. It's under features. All right. Thank you.
Dex save from the goblin.
Whew, both sides of the spectrum there.
That's fine. He fails, and 7 is just enough to ignite that goblin, and it just dies in a horrible, shrieking death throw as it burns alive. And you said you were kind of trying to... Were you attempting to catch the net as well, or just...
Yeah, I'm igniting the net as well.
Okay. Give me a d20. Above a 10, it'll catch, but these are very fresh vines. They're not very dry. And there's been a lot of rain and storms. Okay, it still definitely catches. So you do, as you kind of light up that goblin, the net closest to you kind of catches a flame, and it's a 15-foot cone, so it's kind of there, like that. Anything else for your turn?
Not for me. Keeladon will probably... Sorry, I had to double check his movement for a second.
Okay.
You gotta kind of run up next to the stegosaur. It's kind of baring its teeth at the other goblins. Then kind of look over at Stanley a little bit. Take a sniff. Look back at me as I'm staring at it, and then it stares back forward at the goblins, baring its teeth, slightly distracted.
Yeah, we'll say much easier prey at the moment to go for. All right. After you is Iku. She will, seeing that Hugh kind of seems to have this in hand, is quite okay, is going to use her action to dash toward you, Davin. Gonna go down like there to there, and is just kind of like, gesturing for you to come this way and come closer to her, as she kind of clearly attempting or prepared to attempt to heal you as you get closer, but that will be her whole turn. The goblins, say about half their number or more are dead. Their leader's dead. Let's roll a wisdom save. See if they are sticking around or running. Ooh. I'd say a vast majority of them, seeing all of this, especially that last one being cooked alive, they all start to flee and just, I'd say most of them start to flee and run as far as their little legs will carry them. Even the ones by the boats kind of like jump in or push the boats off to the riverbank, and are clearly attempting to flee by boat. Except these closest ones didn't quite get the message and run up towards Stanley, and are attempting to take down the monstrous dinosaur in front of them. So we'll say 4 attacks against Stanley with their scimitars. Natural 1. 23 for 4 damage. 17 for 8 damage. Another 17 for 7 damage. So it's 19 damage total against Stanley.
Okay. That's nothing.
But that will end the goblin's turns. Flint.
Flint will run towards Davin. And use Cure Wounds. Oh, Davin, hang in there. Stay dodgy. And yeah. A little bit of healing for Davin, my boy.
Hey.
And Flint will hold his shield up, ready to defend all attacks and end his turn.
Okay. Davin, you get 5 HP. Ryuko.
Nice.
Ryuko, your turn.
Okay. The goblin in front of Hugh, bloodied, what are they looking?
Untouched at the moment.
And he's not bloodied at all, right?
No, he's taken like a hit or two, but he's seems to be quite a hardy dwarf.
Okay. Would Ryuko prioritize? Nah, she wouldn't think about prioritizing them getting away. I'm gonna take a shot at the one in front of Hugh.
Okie doke.
Uh,
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus.
That is that's gonna miss. Kinda with a little thud, kinda lands in the dirt next to it.
yeah, that's fun. That's it for me.
Okay, end of your turn, top of the round. Davin.
Quick, run over there. Or actually, yeah, here. Follow me. And I'll use a bonus action to dash. And for now, yeah. Hoping that they follow me over here to safety.
Yep, and being their savior and such, they still only have movement, but they'll both use their actions to dash as well and get to about there. Kind of like limping along, you know, holding each other up, just trying to get as far away from the goblins as they can.
Cool, that'll be my turn.
Alrighty, Zarak.
Alrighty. Let's have Stanley just bring the beat down on the goblins. He's gonna attack the one directly south of him.
Okay.
For 18 and 27 damage.
Yet again, this goblin is just annihilated and goes flying off into the jungle and kind of disappears from sight.
Then we are going to have. Is ending wild shape an action?
Bonus action.
Yeah, I think it's a bonus
It's a-
action.
It's a bonus action to end. So then, does wild shape and like would ending wild shape block me from using a spell
No.
since it's magic? Okay. Then I'm going to hold on. Let me just make sure I got the range correct on this spell. 60 feet. And it's 5 meter, right? 5 feet. Oh, there's no. Would this hit both goblins? Do you see that?
Yeah.
If I use ice knife.
Oh, okay. It would also potentially hit Stanley.
Oh no. Well, then I guess that's my next question. I guess this is a bit of a metagaming question. Um, would that cause Stanley to be pissed off at me?
You don't know.
I don't know. Okay.
It's he's not charmed or anything, so like you actually just
I've
befriended
convinced
him.
him.
So maybe not. I've only
Okay.
been traveling
I'm
with him
not
for
gonna.
like a day as well, so
I'm not gonna risk it. I'm just going to shoot the ice knife at this one goblin here. Will that hit Stanley?
technically yes, but if you don't want to target the goblin directly, then the explosion would only hit the goblin. If you want to like target behind the goblin or next to it, maybe.
Yeah, I'll target behind the goblin just however I can, so I don't accidentally hit Stanley. So Chan's back into Zarok.
You know what? Actually, just
And
to
then-
be completely fair, I'd say you could probably, if you target it here, say like that. I mean, that's a little big for. It's more like a 10-foot. I'd say if you target that center space, I'll let you hit both goblins with the explosion and not hit Stanley.
Oh, okay, yeah. Let me do that. So they need here. There we go. And my spell save.
Dex save or 2d6. Got it.
Oh. And then my spell save's 13. Oh, it says it right there.
Top one makes it 14.
Okay, so he makes it.
Bottom one, a 4, so he failed.
Okay. Do I roll the 2d6?
Yeah.
They will take a collect 6 damage. So 3 to the top one, 6 to the bottom one.
That was only 1d6.
Oh wait, I thought I clicked 2. Sorry. So 10 and 5.
Is it half as much if it fails or succeeds?
The target must succeed on a. Oh no, it doesn't say. So yeah, if hit or miss a shard, then explodes.
So basically,
Target
if it succeeds on it, then it misses completely.
Yeah. Okay.
But that bottom one is destroyed. Shards of ice just impale it in the back and side, and it just collapses.
And then I will move closer, 40 feet, to stand next to Flint, and that'll be my turn.
Okie dokie. And to your turn, Hugh takes a big swing with his battle axe at their last remaining goblin. Rolls a 15 exactly. 10 damage is enough to wipe out that goblin. He does a big, overhand strike and buries his battle axe in the head of the goblin, and he just ha ha ha, kind of pulls the axe out of it and looks very pleased with himself. I'll say he then also starts to kind of move toward the rest of you. And Imelek, there are 2 goblins remaining in front of Stanley.
Hit it with my halberd.
Okay. $16 hits. For
Smite.
6 damage. Okay, throwing smite on there. Good. More than enough damage. An explosion of radiant energy. This thing is annihilated and turns to bits.
And then QAnon just more than likely gonna finish this guy off, but you know, bite, claw, claw.
Yeah, let's see it. 11 misses. If you would like to move Keeladon a space further, I'd give you advantage.
You're a generous soul.
Yep, 3 damage, okay.
Damn, that's crazy.
Oh, but
More training.
yeah, he's a little tired. You know, it's a longer fight than he's used to. He's just used to a quick little hunt, a bit of a chase, but that's about it. But he gets a good claw in there, and it kind of like rakes across the goblin's back. But that will be the end of your turn.
Yes, that's all for me.
Okay. Iku will kind of step next to you, Davin, and she will also cast Cure Wounds. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. Cure Wounds. We'll say at level 2 for you, Davin. And, oh god, such bad roll. You get 3 HP. That is a waste. But you get 3
Well, it brought me
HP.
up to 12, so, you know, it's something.
It's something. She kind of like looks down at her hand, a little disappointed that, you know, the healing energy is not what she was hoping for. This very last goblin is all by himself, and yeah, all these others are jumping in the boat over here, and they've pushed off into the water and are rowing away. And these guys up in the north have all just taken off and are leaving the battlefield and disappearing into the jungle. This last one looks completely surrounded, and is... He's gonna attempt to disengage and flee. He can actually use his bonus action to disengage, so he will run about 60 feet toward the water and get to about there. And if you all wish to pursue that one, you can. Otherwise, that will pretty much bring combat to a close. I'll leave that up to you guys.
Yeah,
There's no glory in attacking an enemy with his back turned.
You guys say
Spell his
something,
name
Chris?
right before.
Were you saying something, Chris? Sorry.
Oh no, I was just saying Ryoku's not following after, it's not pursuing.
Okay. I guess in that case, that will bring combat to a close.
Flint will go to the soldiers and start to pull them toward the campfire. Oh, hey, settle down now. So have a seat right here. I'll take a look at you. Well, you lot fan out. Make sure there's no more.
Oh, just be sure to avoid, I guess, the middle and some of these trees. It seems to be one big, fly trap. Flying trap that can fly. Don't go near the middle.
I just realized that it's still burning, isn't it?
It is, but again, it's all very damp vines and leaves and brush and everything. So eventually, it will burn out unless you know stoke the flames and make it worse. But yeah, that'll bring an end to combat. Let's take a quick 5-minute break. Since that did take a little longer than expected, and I will be back at about 35.
Sounds good.
Good. We lit, bitch.
Okay, jumping back in, assuming we're all ready. You all
Yes,
find
sir.
yourselves in the aftermath of the desolation of this goblin tribe.
Uh,
Yeah,
Zarek definitely wants to take one of the goblin masks just to have it,
sure.
and then he will, unless it's actively like on fully on fire, the little not little, the like main building, I guess. He wants to just kind of rummage around for anything that looks like of historical significance.
Okay. So Zarak is taking one of the wooden masks and searching the Goblin Queen's hut. What is everybody else doing?
Definitely looking after the soldiers, trying to assess how hurt they are, and most specifically, are they well enough to travel, or do we need to stay here 1 or 2 days to make sure they get back on their up on their feet? But the goal is to make sure they're in ship shape to travel.
Okay.
I think Ryoku will go around and try to, if she can, collect the arrows that she shot. Um, when she gets to the queen's body, if there's anything of note on there, uh, she'll probably just look over her body and inspect it to see if there's anything interesting.
Okie doke. Um, we'll start with Ryuko real quick. Was I having you guys track ammunition? I didn't think so. But if so, then good on you for
Oh,
remembering.
yeah. I mean, I have, so I mean, I kept track of what I have. I currently have 4 + 1 arrows, and then I have written down 20 actual regular arrows. So, I mean, if we're not keeping track, amazing. If we are, yeah.
It might have been the case that I think you guys were just tracking the +1 arrows.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, I think that sounds weird as well. Yeah,
Okay,
just
just plus
But
one
if you
arrows.
want to track all your munitions, I'm not Kevin, but you get brownie points from me.
I mean, hey, if we're just tracking the +1 arrows, I'm fine with that.
okay. Then yeah, just keep track of your magical ones or your special arrows, and we'll say, I mean, worst case scenario, as you go around, collect arrows that you've used, try to salvage what you can. Worst case, you'd carve out a few extras as you're camping and traveling and stuff.
Cool, cool, cool. Then
Sweet.
yeah, she'll just head on over, look over the body.
Okay. Looking over the body, you notice again her garb is a little different from the others. Clearly more embellished and flourished with feathers and um, different kinds of leaves and other natural accoutrement, little resources and things that they gathered from the jungle. There is one interesting thing that stands out, uh, kind of around her neck, and it's a uh, bronze, and you kind of tap on it, and it's a very hard metal, very bronze, and you guess adamantine medallion with the word Vorn etched into it.
You said bronze and adamantine.
Yes.
Okay. I will take that off of her. Kind of just look it over and then put it in my pocket for now.
Okay. Other than that, again, much like the other goblins, she's got a very kind of rusty and chipped scimitar, probably not really worth much. And then like a couple of pretty crude javelins, but nothing else of note on her. Looking at all the other goblins, whoever's, if you guys are searching bodies and shit, pretty much the same thing on all of them. Just rusty, bad looking scimitars and some kind of makeshift short bows. But nothing else kind of stands out. Zarak, as you kind of go into the hut, you don't. Again, it looks clearly, you kind of like peek your head in some of the other huts as well, and this one has a little more comfort to it, just like minuscule compared to the others, though. Like it's still very basic. Her bed has a few more leaves and fronds and things to it that kind of add a little bit more fluff, but aside from that, it looks pretty much the same as the others.
No statues of any kind, little figurines.
Nope, does not look like she was that kind of a queen. It's not that kind of goblin tribe, apparently. You do see, a couple of bones and such, picked clean, in like one kind of corner.
As in bones that were gnawed on, like dinner?
Yes.
Ah, okay. He'll kind of quickly toss those aside.
Yes, and some of them are a little larger. I'd even say with your just natural, nature proficiency and such. Some of those were probably humanoid bones. Actually, probably a good number of them were.
Okay, then he's just gonna kind of then just study the wooden mask.
Yeah, it looks like it's like pretty much all of the goblins wore these kinds of masks, carved out of wood into generally just not quite animal shapes, but definitely an eerier, uh, creepier looking shape. But yeah, each one has its own little slight flair to it to kind of make it unique to each goblin. But it doesn't seem, aside from just clearly being unique to this tribe, doesn't seem to have any kind of historical significance or really cultural significance other than this is just what this tribe did.
Okay. Well then Zark will go over to where Stanley is sitting. He's gonna cast uh Goodberry and feed him all 10 to heal him and also give him a snack. Then whenever Stanley just kind of like sits down, he'll sit down next to him and just draw the mask in his journal and then start taking notes on it, where they found it, and just describe and like write down the sequences of the fight and how the goblins fought. And then that'll be basically all he does until somebody does something else.
Okay, yeah. Stanley kind of just very uh, eats all the berries in just a very slobberly man. Yeah, that's a word. Why not? Just gross slobber all over your hands and kind of like nudges you. Clearly wants some more. Um, but seems pretty content to be with you and with his new herd. Yeah, Flint, you were looking over the freed prisoners.
Yeah, I'll motion them over to the campfire and have them sit down. Oh, hey, now you've been through a lot. Let's have a seat. You're safe. Captain Breakbone sent us. We're going to get you fixed up, and we're going to go back to Camp Vengeance. All right?
Oh,
And yeah, I'm assessing like physical, but also like what kind of trauma are we looking at here?
yeah. They slowly work their way over to you, and the guard kind of nods his head. Oh, the commander sent you. That's a relief. He kind of like looks distantly into the village and. Shame you didn't get here a little sooner. Perhaps there could have been a few more of us safe. The acolyte is clearly traumatized, just near blank stare, just kind of looking into the fire, barely acknowledging that, your presence, and kind of just blank stares. But again, the guard's just kind of thanking you, and yes, sir, we were out on patrol, and there were 8 of us when the goblins attacked. They captured 6, killed 2. And he kind of like gets very shaky, and his eyes start to get watery. They ate the other ones. He cooked them and screaming.
But yeah, that's horrible. I'm sorry you had to see that. But souls lie with the gods that they worshipped. And it's not Helm, it's Tor. Who is Camp Vengeance main god?
You saw both Helm and Tor. I think Helm was a little more, or I think Torm was a little more prominent. But I
Okay, Flint will
think
say kind of good.
I think Undrill was a cleric of Helm. But yeah, like Order of the Gauntlet, Helm, Torm, generally followed, the gods of light and good and justice and such like that.
Yeah, Elthander will just throw out those names like, yeah, the souls lie with Helm, Tor, Lathander because of the work that they did, the work that you still do. Like you survived for a reason, mate. So, chin up, yeah?
Um,
And like Flint kind of looks pleadingly at like Ian Black, like to say some words, perhaps.
Uh, hmm. That actually is food for thought. Sorry, 1 second.
Yeah, Flint like scratches the back of his head, like wincing, just like, could have said that better, maybe, but all right. Yeah, I guess well, we can. I'll look over that. Are they physically hurt in need of healing, diseased, or do they actually look like just tired mostly?
I wouldn't say they're diseased, but they are clearly wounded and very exhausted.
Okay, yeah, Flint will heal burn a second level and a first level just to heal them both up, not just for like their wounds, but just like the maybe spiritual support that having healing hands on them might have. But if Flint says, "All right, get some rest tonight, get you back to Camp Vengeance, and it's all gonna be all right, all right? You're in safe hands now. No one else is gonna hurt you."
Emilek will kind of walk up and squat to the injured soldiers and kind of have a somber look on his face and just go, I understand it's not easy being the ones that survive, but by the divine's mercy you did. And while you may have lost friends or compatriots, you must live for them, as their purpose has become yours. It's unfair, maybe, but you were chosen to survive because you were capable of handling that much. Remember that.
The guard kind of hears the words, attempts to kind of compose himself a bit, and sits a little straighter and kind of wipes his face. Yes, you're right. I to fight on for them. They sacrifice themselves. Their sacrifice will not be forgotten, not be in vain. I just we came to deal with the undead blight. Thought that would be the worst of our encounters here, but these goblins, I did not expect this.
Imlek kind of gets lost in thought for a second and says, when it comes to goblins, very few do. They are unexpectedly terrifying at times.
Yes, you're right. Okay. A bit of rest and recovery should be. He kind of looks at his acolyte companion. We should be okay to travel, and just by morning, be a little slow. But how far from camp are we? How far did they take us?
Are we about 3 or 4 days travel? Not too far. We can get you back pretty quick.
Not far. Okay. Good. Relieved to see that camp again, even in its disgusting conditions.
Yeah, not the best in shape that is, but we helped them before we set out to find you, and well, at least make sure that water is clean-ish, cleanish.
Good. We we could use all the help we can get in that. We're not prepared for the jungle, but it brought with it. Oh, anyway, I'd like some rest and thank you, all of you. I don't mean to seem ungrateful. Thank you all for saving us and dealing with this goblin menace.
Yeah, like Emelec said, divine will kept you alive. We'll see to you that you remain alive for Camp Vengeance. You have a mission to complete, and Goblin Menace is one thing, but the undead certainly have their day too. But get some rest. We'll watch over you.
Yes, thank you again. And he kind of, just kind of sits and stares at the fire for a while, and you know, stretches his legs and gets a little attempts to get a little comfortable, warm himself by the fire.
You also want to make sure the Acolyte doesn't have any weapons on him, or any way that he could hurt himself with.
Damn. Okay. Yeah. Looking over, both of them were completely disarmed when they were taken prisoner. Neither of them have any weapons or anything like
that. Flynn will call out, "Oi, Ryoko, get some sleep. We'll take watch. We need you shipshape for tomorrow on the way back."
Well, of course, if you're sure, yes, okay.
You're the best tracker we have. We need you full of energy. All right. Don't stay up too late poking around.
He gets like a hint of blood. Oh, best track. No. Well, good night.
Don't think I don't see your sticky hands there. Get some shut eye.
Yes, that of course. Oh, okay.
Flint will go over to speak with him like, quite well. Thank you for your inspiring words. That type of shtick ain't me.
Yes, being the lone survivor is always tough.
Tough. I think the man there might be scarred the rest of his life, but let's hope the divine do look after them.
It's just one challenge to overcome, and once he does, he'll be stronger for it. That much is for sure.
Flint takes out his pipe and sparks it up, takes a deep drag. Yeah, I hope you're right. How do you do it anyways? Stick to code, your drive to serve. I wield the Thanos power, but can't say I'm completely bought in like the way you are.
It's difficult, but the way I justifies it is when you scrape away all the noise, the pain, the nonsense, the temptations, you realize all that really is there is your code. It's the only thing that really matters in the grand scheme of things.
What if you don't live by a code? What then?
Everyone lives by a code, whether they're privy to it or not. Even if one says they don't, they inadvertently do. They just can't put it into words.
Guess my code a few months back might have just been warm bed, good ale. That changed a bit, I think.
Tends to be how things go. Everything in life is ever changing, or ever evolving, might be the better term. Good bed and ale may still be a part of the code. It's just evolved into something more.
Evolve or de-evolved, but you're right. Things change. Gotta do our best to make sense of it. They'll make sense of it, and you and I'll try to make sense of it too.
All we can do is our best, after all.
Boy. Well, you might get some shut-eye too. I think I'll stay up and make sure nothing ambushes us. Make sure we're ship-shape for tomorrow.
I could take watch if you'd like. I know you've exhausted quite a bit of your abilities today.
I guess you're right. I guess if I'm gonna do the old, he makes like an explosion motion with his hands. I'll need to recharge a bit.
Yes. Rest, recharge. I'll be on guard. You will all be under my protective gaze.
Say a little prayer to Helm. He'll help you out. And Flint smacks you on the shoulder. The plate mail smacks against his gloves, and he does find a place to lay down.
And then I'll probably kind of sit by the fire, watching over my comrades in the outside, kind of getting lost in a deep thought.
Okay. So Emelec is taking first watch. Is anybody else doing anything during or before their long rest?
Um, did we ever make? No, I still have the 3 potion supplies. I would like to start working on making those into 3 healing potions.
Sure. Hmm. I don't remember if we had any specific thing worked out for that. Let's say, roll me a. Let's say nature check.
Nature check.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. You get 2 of them fully completed. You have 2 naturally made health poultices, which basically the equivalent of basic healing potions.
Okay, so 2 more basic healing potions.
Yep.
Okay. That brings me up to 3. And I have 1 more potion supplies.
Yes.
All right. Oh, and I don't think is that going to take up the whole time?
I'd say yeah, that would take up most of your
Okay,
free time during your long.
gotcha. Never mind. And I will do this while I'm on a first watch with Emelec, since I'm just going to go kind of straight from journaling to working.
Okay. Very good.
Before Davin hits the sack, let's go gather some humanoid looking bones for a burial.
Ah, okay. No rolls needed really. You can just kind of clearly find, plenty of bones littered around. You also discover that there is a tent up to like the northwestish part of camp. Um, that they kind of used as a larder. Has all kinds of like fresh meat and fish and other perishable foods and stuff in there. Um, and probably plenty of bones around there.
Okay. Um. Well, I might take some fish, but I don't know if I trust any of this other meat around here. So I'll gather the bones for a burial before we leave, and then I will dig a grave, and then I will go take my trance after all that.
Sounds good.
I will spend a bit of time just seeing what I can glean from this necklace. I do have detect. Do I have detect magic? Let me just make sure I do. I do have detect magic. So I can spend like 10 minutes. Or I can just spend a spell slot. Doesn't. I'll spend 10 minutes just cast that if I need to, um, and go from there.
Okay. You said you were looking at the necklace specifically.
Yep. I mean, if I get any magical hits from anything in the area, let me know. But yeah, just the necklace specifically.
Yep. Nothing in magical or no other things in the area that seem to be magical. Kind of like search around and such. Um, the necklace itself does appear to be magical in nature. Uh, kind of is this? I think the closest would be transmutation magic, maybe. Um,
Interesting.
yeah, hard to tell. It is clearly there is clearly some level of arcane magic to it. But as far as like what it does or its purpose, even with just basic detect magic and studying it for a while, it's very difficult to tell. Yeah, it's clearly magical in nature.
Okay. Um.
You know what? Actually,
Now.
give me either arcane. Yeah, just give me an arcana check.
Okay.
We'll say add advantage, I guess. And never mind, don't even need it. Um, you're not sure where you've seen something like this before, but just looking at it, the name written on it, and everything, you realize this is some sort of control amulet. You're not sure what it goes to, but it controls something.
Interesting. Yeah, I guess you could say, as she's at her bunk looking at it, she's kind of a bit confused. One of the fox spirits comes over and she kind of puts it towards it, sniffs around it a bit, and kind of just sends a mental image into her head. Um, I guess of like the information if we need like some words, can't say them, some flavor just to say how the information got there. So it controls something very interesting. Uh, does it need a? Do I get the sense that it needs to be attuned to be able to fully utilize what it does?
It doesn't appear to need attunement. I can double check. I don't think it needs attunement. And yeah, like I said, you don't know what it activates. You don't know what it controls. It's just clearly some sort of control amulet of some kind.
Okay. All right. Yeah. After that, I won't test anything at this moment. She will go ahead and go to sleep. Um, she'll be near everyone, just as far away from these ant dunes as she can get.
Remind him.
Say again, sorry?
No, don't remind the GM about the sand dunes. In case you forgot.
Oh no, I did not forget. You guys have been fairly good at avoiding them, disturbing them. All right. So everybody's kind of taking their long rest. Got a few of you on first watch. Is anybody taking second watch?
I will.
Okay. First watch. Go ahead and give me your perception checks.
Also, Davin will help out on that second watch.
Sounds good.
Disadvantage, yeah.
Yep. All right. Sitting among all the, goblin corpses and things. Doesn't appear to have drawn any attention to you guys. Seem to be relatively safe and left alone through your watch. And yeah, your part of the night goes off more or less uneventfully. And you awaken the next set of watchers. Whoever's on second watch, please give me your perception roll. That's a lot of ones for you tonight, man.
Dude, can I just? Fuck.
And I mean, I'd say you're still at disadvantage, but it really doesn't matter.
Dude, I rolled my actual D20 and got a 1. I'm fucking done.
You're good.
Um, But yeah, also with you guys, you hear a little couple of like random little skitterings in the forest or the jungle. Catch a glimpse of like some small rodents and things, but nothing seems to be coming at you guys or bothering you tonight. Um, you all awaken the next morning to the sun coming up. Oh, God, you see weather checks. See how the weather has turned for you this evening. Okay. So rain does start to kind of pick up, late in the night, kind of closer to the early morning. But it's not like a big, heavy, torrential downpour. It's just, your average Cholton rain storm, whatever. But yeah, you guys wake up. It's wet. It's rainy. It's hot. Like you've expected. You're back, prepared to travel the road again. Um, you all find yourself, I guess, packed up and ready to go. Looking at the map, assuming nobody gets lost or nothing terrible occurs, you're roughly a day and a half, 2 days journey from Camp Vengeance. Yeah. How are we proceeding forward? Are we, Ryuko, you're still taking lead and, guiding everybody through the jungle?
Yep.
Okie dokie. You can't get lost, but give me your survival check anyway.
Okay, I was looking. I couldn't remember if this was at advantage or it was just regular. Uh,
Well, you're not. None of you are exhausted anymore. Getting a full long rest and all your spells and health and HP and all that shit back. So at the very least, it's a straight roll. You might have advantage for one of your ranger traits or feats or something.
yeah, that's what I was looking for, but I can't see it, so I'm just gonna go straight roll. Well, we only get lost. Only get lost.
No, you're good. Again, you can't quite get lost, but it's definitely a bit of a slower journey. You kind of lose the trail for a brief minute and then find it again. Then you have to like take another like half hour at one point to find it again. Um, your your new companions, your freed prisoners, are slowing you down a little bit too. They're still a little exhausted, but not. I mean, they clearly are improved from the day before. But you guys get through.
Yeah. Ryoku would also in the morning have mentioned, about the control necklace and not really knowing what it controls, but just so everybody knows.
Okay, good to know. Yeah. So as you guys are kind of traveling along, yep, it seems to be a pretty uneventful traveling day. Um, I assume you guys are traveling your full 3 hexes. Get to about there. Unless there's another direction you're trying to go, or you trying to just go straight back to Camp Vengeance. Up to you guys.
Yeah, I think get them back, and then at that point we're gonna assess: do we raid the previous tomb or head goes west to find an oracle? But yeah, camp first.
Sounds good. Sorry, just marking station. fix that later. That little black dot is the goblin camp that you all just left. But yeah, you guys get through about a day's travel. Not much occurring. Very uneventful, just lots of rain. But you do manage to find a decent enough campsite. And yeah, can have yourselves another nice long rest, hopefully. Anything in particular you guys
Or
wanted to... Oops, sorry, go ahead.
looking for shambling mounds at our feet.
All
Do
right,
some
okay. Fuck it, give me a perception check.
Uh-oh.
Well, how?
I
How does this keep happening?
don't know.
I think this is the most nat ones I've seen in a single game.
It's been a lot. Well, Davin, as the weather does pick up, Flint, I will say you do stumble upon a shambling mound, but having, a rather high passive perception, and with, Ryuko's innate guiding and survival skills, you manage to avoid it, and since they are rather slow, you can get away from it with no problem. I'm not gonna force a shambling mound fight on you guys right now.
I think you should just do it.
I considered it for a second, but no, we've had enough combat of
Yeah,
that type. And yeah, no, not right now.
It's shamble above. Don't let your dreams be dreams.
But yeah, so you do manage to avoid it. Very nearly walking right into it, but again, Ryuko kind of steers you away and avoid the threat. But you do have a decent enough campsite again and have a nice long rest. If there's anything you guys want to do during your long rest, now's the time.
I don't know if I've done this yet. But I got the Celtic knot clasp from the holiday event, the Christmas event, and I don't think I've studied it.
Everybody got one. It was, it
Oh.
basically added a +1 to one of your attributes of your choice. Like you basically chose what attribute that clasp improved, and then forever after that, that clasp improves that attribute regardless of who holds it.
Oh. Okay. That's interesting. Okay.
I don't know if you chose an attribute for it or not. I don't remember.
I don't remember now, but in all honesty, like, I'm not going to because it just would feel dishonest because I genuinely can't remember. So I was just curious. I just saw it and I forgot if I had studied it or not because I see the broom of flying and I remember that. But okay, cool.
Yeah,
I'm
we can.
assuming I probably used it on something.
We can go back and look at your stat rolls later and see, do all the math with your race and everything and see if you ended up using it or not. But as for right now, we'll not worry about that at the moment.
Yeah, it's all good. Sorry.
All good. All right, so long rest, watches, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, I'll take first watch.
I'll take
Same.
first watch as well.
Well, I'll take second then.
Don't want to be on watch with me.
I don't want all three of our wisdom classes to be on watch at the same time.
True.
Okie doke. Ryuko and Zarak. Go ahead and throw me some perception rolls and
What is happening?
Oh my
okay.
god.
Okay.
What is happening?
Wow. Well, the two of you are a little more tired from the previous day's encounter and your journeying today. Stanley seems to be distracting you quite a bit. Zarak keeps nudging you for more and more berries, even though, you've probably fed him some already. He just doesn't care. He's a big dinosaur and always wants more. Ryuko, your spirits seem to be particularly active this evening and just kind of dancing around you a lot and, diving into the bushes nearby and then jumping back out and just, yeah, not super aware of your surroundings, but luckily nothing seems to be bothering you this evening. Um, and it's a very uneventful first watch. But unless there's anything you guys wanted to say or do during your watch, we can just jump right into the next one.
And just to confirm, since we left, this is the second day since leaving the Goblin Camp, right?
No, this is the first night.
Oh, is it still the first night?
You took
Okay,
one
so
night
I
at
will.
the camp, and now this is your second night
Okay,
of
so
all.
2. All right. I'm just trying to figure out how much bug repellent to deduct.
Gotcha.
It was 4. Because it's 2 a day, correct?
One. I think it's one per 24 hours.
Oh, I've been calculating as 12 hours.
I can double check that. Ian, you've been tracking it, right?
Mostly. I've been using basically 3 sprays for myself and travelers.
Okay.
So I don't know if my count's actually a good source of information.
'Cause
I'm at
before-
176 of 200 bug sprays.
Okay, then I've definitely been overdoing it because I'm at 43 out of 60, and that proportionally just doesn't add up to what you've used compared to what I've used on myself.
I'm at 35 out of 39. If that gives you like a better.
Oh wow, has it only been 4 days since we left Port Nines-R?
It's been longer than that.
Oh. How about I just set myself at 50, back to 50, and we just say 1 a day?
Okay, so you had it depends on which one you had. You got the block of incense, it burns for 8 hours and repels them in a 20-foot radius. If you have the salve, or the vial of the salve or whatever, that's 24-hour protection on just you, and it's waterproof and
Okay.
everything.
Yeah, I got the bug repellent gourd salve.
Okay, then yeah, it was like 1 gold for 20 applications, and I know Ian, you bought a shit ton of it.
So much.
Yeah, so
Okay,
one use
then
for a day.
okay, then I'm just gonna reset myself to 50 and then calculate it from there. Good to know. I thought it was 12 hours. I thought it was twice a day.
Nope, 24. All right, so good job with your bug repellent. And second watch. Oh wait, did we do second watch? No, we haven't done second watch yet.
Not yet.
Dude,
Dude.
is that 3 in a row for you specifically?
Yeah.
If not, then it's very close to it. Like, that's phenomenal.
Kevin, just punish us, man.
Yeah, just give us the T-Rex, man. T-Rex in the bag.
I mean, to be fair, I'm not rolling well on these encounter rolls either. Like, I rolled a 2 that time, so nothing's coming at you. But, yeah, you guys are just not aware tonight. Something has got you guys distracted. Maybe it's, the haunted look on your companions now, your Order of the Gauntlet guys. Maybe it's just the weather. The rain is just really getting to you today. Don't know what it is, but you guys are just not here, not focused. But again, luckily, the jungle is apparently on your side and not taking advantage of your unfocused states. And you all get through the evening with no encounters. And yeah, next morning, you all awaken. Go ahead and give me one more weather roll, please.
Just gonna be 1.
Ooh. Today it really picks up and turns into a heavy storm. The winds are just gusting. The rain is super thick. You can barely see, 10, 20 feet in front of you, maybe a little more. And as usual, your guides are suggesting that you should probably, find a good place, hunker down, and try to wait it out, or you can push on and immediately take a point of exhaustion and just get to Camp Vengeance. Or attempt to get to Camp Vengeance. That being said, because of the storm, Ryuko, you do have a chance of getting lost.
Fair.
So, up to you guys how you would like to handle this. And again, I know we are just about at time, but we are approaching another decent stopping point.
Uh, well, this storm is a bit throwing me off track. Perhaps we should wait it out somewhere?
That sounds like a fair plan. It's getting pretty nasty out here.
Okay, well, I'll see if I can, find a spot. Yes, I'll see if I can find a spot. And, yeah, she'll look around to see if there's any cover that she can find.
Okay, we won't do a terrible roll or anything like that. I'll just say you guys had a decent enough campsite. It was near enough to okay cover. As long as you guys aren't traveling the day, you can hunker down and basically just spend the day um, sitting and just suffering through the storm, waiting for it to pass. Um, but yeah, the day pretty much goes on, and the storm is pretty relentless. As the night approaches, Davin, my weatherman, throw me another one, please. Unless you're getting tired of rolling weather and someone else can take over, but
I am not.
good. Nice. So as the evening rolls up and it does get to be night, the storm does seem to subside. Um, your guides again, they kind of suggest maybe waiting till morning, just because traveling through the jungle at night is rather dangerous. But it's entirely up to you guys. Slightly higher chance of getting lost, but again, Ryuko, you've got a pretty good head on your shoulders as far as this kind of thing is concerned.
I feel like we're in play it safe probably. Hunker down. Don't risk getting lost.
Yeah, works for me.
Okay, you guys take one more long rest in this location. First and second watches, whoever wants to go when, where, blah blah blah. Perception checks and all that.
I'll do first again.
I'll do first with Ryuko. Ba-ba-ba.
Okay, you guys are a little more aware this evening. And you hear like a distant roar of some kind of jungle beast, but it's far enough off that it doesn't really concern you guys. Again, nice uneventful evening. And again, unless there's anything you guys wanted to say or do during your watch, you awaken the next watchers. There you go, Devin. That's better. Yeah, same thing for you guys. Very uneventful evening. Nice uneventful travel aside from the storm. But you guys again are also much more alert and aware surroundings. But yeah, no encounters this evening either. Eventually morning does come, sun rises, everybody stirs awake, prepared for the day's journey. They got a little more than half a day to get back to Camp Vengeance. Um, yeah, as you all are moving along, we'll say about partway through the day, Davin, go ahead and give me another weather check. Okay, the rain lightens up a little bit, but it's still, it's still raining pretty regularly, pretty significantly. Ryuko, go ahead and give me your survival. More just to, see how you're doing. Easy enough, perfect. You guys managed to make it back to Camp Vengeance. Nothing bothers you along the way. Um, but as you arrive, you kind of, you're still on the tree line and you see the familiar surroundings and such, and there's a bit of a clearing ahead. But give me, you know what, everybody, give me some perception checks across the board.
Oh, the suspense. T-Rex head poking out of the fort.
That'd be awesome. Okay, solid perception all around. All of you, as you kind of reach the tree line, hear this big, loud crash. It sounds like large chunks of timber crumbling and some pained cries and shouts. And as you get a little closer, sounds a battle, maybe? It's hard to tell. You all break through the tree line and you see Camp Vengeance ahead. Only it is clearly under attack. Pretty sure I turned off what's it called? Dynamic lighting.
Oh yeah. Wow.
But what you see as you approach, you can't quite see this far side, but you know that there was a watchtower down on that corner, and it's clearly gone. You do see bits of rubble and shit over there. But immediately in front of you, you see at the gate a small horde or a small swarm of undead just bashing at the gates. Some skeletons shooting arrows up at a couple of guards on the gate tower. You see a couple of zombies and things kind of stuck on some of the pikes in the drain in the ditch around the camp. Um, and it looks like there is the camp is clearly under siege by a rather significant undead horde. And that is where we're going to end the session tonight.
Dun dun dun.
Where are all these zombies coming from? If this is supposed to be like a
Undead are
jungle.
coming from the east area, is what they said.
Okay. I assume from the old civilization, which name I can't remember right now that I read. Starts with an O or a U. Where are the notes? Da, da, da.
But yes,
There's undead out there.
lots of
Suffice
undead.
to say.
Lots and lots of undead. But yes, so that will be where we end this, and